Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Larry Donaldson, and I am the Director of Enrollment Management Services. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping announcements to ensure the ceremony runs smoothly for our honored graduates this evening. We kindly ask that all guests remain in their seats throughout the ceremony so that everyone can enjoy an unobstructed view and honor each graduate appropriately. Please, at this time, silence your cell phones and electronic devices. On the UB campus, smoking is prohibited in any shape, form, or fashion. No vapes, no e-cigs, so please refrain from using those devices. Graduates will receive professional photographs, so there's no need to rush towards the stage for pictures. You'll have the opportunity afterward at our reception, which will be held immediately after we have finished, in the lobby for personal photos with your graduate. There is no photography allowed in the aisles or on the stage. At this time, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome the University of Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center's platform party.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Deborah E.J. Thompson, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement for the Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center. At this time, would you please stand and welcome the 2025 graduating class of the Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center. Good evening. Welcome to the 52nd Buffalo Educational Opportunity Graduation Ceremony. Mace bearer, Dr. Chris Ewing, Associate Professor for EOC, will open our ceremony.
Okay, the graduates and candidates for certificates, the faculty, the staff, and the parents, families, friends of the graduates, and candidates are now assembled. I hereby declare this commencement for the Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center to be opened.
You may be seated. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our officiant for tonight, the Executive Director for the Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center, Mr. Benjamin Hillegas.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Good evening. If you are able, please remove your caps and stand for the national anthem. I know we just sat you down. The national anthem will be sung by Matt Wilson, a Buffalo native whose passion for music began at an early age. A self-taught pianist and trained vocalist, Matt rose to national fame as a top 20 finalist on American Idol in 2023, proudly representing Buffalo with his R&B and pop sound. His hit single, Steady Love, has gone viral with over 8 million views on TikTok and Instagram and more than 600,000 streams on Spotify. You can find him and all his social media platforms at Matt Wilson Sings. Please welcome Matt Wilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Everyone, please be seated. Thank you so much, Matt. Can we give it up for Matt Wilson one more time, ladies and gentlemen? It is now my pleasure to introduce the individuals on stage with me tonight. Please stand and be acknowledged when I call your name. We are honored to have you with us this evening. First, UB Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, A. Scott Weber. Councilwoman Zanetta Everhart, Maston District, Buffalo Common Council. UB's Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Education, Ann Bizantz. Associate Provost and Director of the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development, Lisa L. Jackson. Student Representative to the University at Buffalo Council, Alika Turton. We are sad that we don't have with us today the chairperson of the Buffalo EOC Advisory Council, Ms. Mary Craig. And thank you. Yeah, please give Mary Craig a round of applause. And customer service and central sterilization technician graduate and our student speaker, Tyree Wormley. I would now like to introduce Buffalo EOC faculty and staff on the stage. Larry Donaldson, Director of Enrollment Management Services. Michelle Riggio, Director of Student Services. Dr. Deborah Thompson, Director of Community Engagement. Dr. Chris Yen, Associate Professor. Marcia Cristiano, Associate Professor. Michelle DeBergalis, Director of Administrative Services. And Anthony Funigello, Coordinator of Institutional Effectiveness. I would also be remiss if I did not extend our heartfelt thanks to the dedicated faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to make today's commencement ceremony possible. As ushers, volunteers, and behind-the-scenes support, your efforts are deeply appreciated. Thank you for being with us tonight. At this time, we will hear welcome remarks from several of the dignitaries in attendance at tonight's ceremony. Provost Weber, will you please now provide greetings on behalf of the University of Buffalo?
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much better. Appreciate that. On behalf of the University of Buffalo community, I want to welcome our graduates and their excited and supportive family and friends and all those they brought with them to celebrate this special time. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for the 2025 Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center commencement. You know, as I stood here, and I'm sure all of us were feeling the same thing, first of all, it's altogether, fitting that we're in this beautiful building, listening to this inspiring organ music as we come in, and uplifted by that music, because as I watched you walk in, I had that same feeling. So inspired by you, so excited for the possibilities that you have in the future and all that you will accomplish. And I just felt it was just the perfect setting and prelude to the evening. I was a faculty member in EOC for a couple years when I taught some classes here. And because of that, I know that how hard you have worked to develop the vital skill set that will help you transition into the exciting future opportunities that await you. You have proven that you're talented, dedicated, strong, courageous, tenacious, resilient. I could go on, because I know you have all these qualities. These are the attributes that will enable you to meet the challenges that confront you and others to help our communities thrive. As you pursue your goals, I urge you to continue learning and work hard to reach others, change lives, and make a meaningful difference in the world around you. I know you're already doing that. Graduates, you are the hope of our future, and I am excited for that future. So on behalf of the University of Buffalo, I extend sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the 25 Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center graduates. We are so proud of you and all your accomplishments. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Weber. Ms. Lisa Jackson will now provide a welcome on behalf of our parent organization, the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development. Ms. Jackson.
Good evening. My speech is about 45 minutes, so bear with me. I promise I'll be gone in like 2. In all seriousness, I'm so very pleased to be here with you this evening and to bring greetings on behalf of the State University of New York. In my office, the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development, we have the distinct pleasure of overseeing all of the educational centers across New York State. And we're in graduation season. Yesterday, I was in Rochester celebrating with that fantastic institution, and tonight I'm here in Buffalo, my favorite institution. So let's give it up for Buffalo. To the graduates, you really join not only just the people here in this community, but you really join thousands of other EOC students across New York State. And I'm really here just this evening to say how proud I am of this accomplishment. I know making the choice to come to an EOC, to open that door, to step into that opportunity, is not something that you took lightly, and I wanted to just thank you for taking that opportunity that was afforded to you. I had about 3 things that I wanted to share with you. Again, I promise I'll be brief, but I think it's important. To the graduates, I want you to celebrate this success. Celebrate the success. What you were able to achieve, as I mentioned previously, did not come easy. And I know that it takes a lot of perseverance to push through difficult things. We all have to do that. And I wanted to just give a shout out to your families, because I know that sometimes they stepped into the gap. And so to the families, graduates, can you just give your family and friends some love and some support? Thank them for what they did for you. The second thing I'll say is don't stop here. The EOC is a way station. It's just, you have completed this, it's something that you can hold on to, and now you build. You build. You make your plan, and then you make a plan of action, because a plan without action is just a plan, and we want to see you continue to elevate. Number 3, share this opportunity with someone else. When I think about our EOC students that took advantage of this opportunity, they were probably talking to somebody else. Hey girl, I'm going down to the EOC. You want to come? Yeah, I'm gonna come. And they never went. Reach your hand back to someone else that could use this opportunity. Become a full-throated ambassador of the EOC. I am always inspired of your stories and what you were able to achieve. So give that to someone else. In closing, I want to thank the faculty and staff. What happens at an EOC, they truly are transformational institutions, and they cannot do what they do without your technical expertise and the love and the care and concern that you show for our students. Let's give the faculty and staff another hand. And the last thing I wanted to just give an acknowledgement to is under the transformational, fantastic leadership of the executive director, Mr. Ben Hilligus. We always have a good time together, but he is leading this institution in the way that I'm so very proud of, and we support everything that this community is bringing to the Buffalo community. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Associate Provost, for those kind words. The Buffalo EOC has the privilege of partnering with many community organizations, businesses, and individuals. These partnerships have allowed us to provide the best education, internships, and training to our students and the community. The Friend of the EOC Award is presented to an individual and/or organization that has demonstrated keen understanding and outstanding support of the mission of the Buffalo EOC, our student body, and the community that we serve. This year's recipient of the Friend of the EOC Award is Empire State Development, Office of Strategic Workforce Development, and Ms. Christina Lopez, Deputy Director of Workforce Development. She's going to come up now. The Office of Strategic Workforce Development is guided by its mission to align the state's workforce efforts with the needs and priorities of employers and workers, and to ensure New York's labor force has the skills necessary to support economic growth and economic independence. OSWD, as it's known, prioritizes trainings that are led by industry and provide pathways to good jobs with high-growth sectors while eliminating barriers to success for underserved New Yorkers. Accepting the award on behalf of ESD is Christina M. Lopez, Deputy Director, who has been a critical partner, I'm going off script now, working with us at every step to ensure that we have the resources that we need in order to provide the amazing programs that we provide and that so many of you here have taken advantage of. And we couldn't do it without her. So with the deepest sincerity, I say, Christina, thank you for your support.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, EOC staff, for all of your support in putting Buffalo Build together. I just wanted to say a few words to the graduates tonight. First, congratulations to all of you. I wanted you to know that I'm really honored to be here this evening with you, not just to accept this recognition, but to celebrate each of you, especially the students from the Buffalo Build Pre-Apprenticeship Program. Today is more than just a milestone for this cohort. It's a promise fulfilled to invest in people, to believe in potential, and to build the kind of workforce that reflects the strength and resilience of Buffalo. Build began as a vision, a cross-regional community-backed initiative rooted in equity and access. And thanks to the commitment of our union partners, our trade leaders, elected officials, and the partnership of educators like Ben and the Buffalo EOC, it's grown into a model for the entire state. My office is proud to fund Buffalo Build and other programs just like it because we believe no one should be left out of the opportunity to access good jobs and to contribute to building their communities and their futures. To the trainees, this is your day. You put in the hours, you showed up, you built the foundation for the next steps in your journey, literally and figuratively. Whether you're heading into union apprenticeships, the trades, or other careers, you're ready. There's a quote by Rumi that I often come back to in my own journey in my career. As you start to walk on the way appears. All of us came here through different paths, some long, some winding, some with setbacks. But what unites us in this moment is that we're moving forward together. Believe in what you've built, trust what you've learned, and know that this is just the beginning. Congratulations to each of you, and thank you to all of the partners who helped make Buffalo Build possible. Buffalo is building, and it starts with all of you.
Let's give it up for Christina one more time.
The Distinguished Alumni Award is presented annually to an alumnus or alumna who demonstrates the Buffalo EOC's mission of lifelong learning and who is self-directed and committed to excellence. This year, we are honoring Ms. Evelise Paralewski, class of 1995. Evelise, would you please join me on the stage? Ms. Evelise Paralewski, an administrative staff assistant at the Buffalo EOC's admissions office, brings a wealth of experience, compassion, and dedication to her work, supporting adult learners. Evelise emphasizes to every student she encounters the power that there is opportunity. Before joining the admissions team, Evelise served as an adjunct instructor where she inspired students in the customer service and medical billing and coding programs, teaching courses such as computer fundamentals, customer service, student success strategies, and medical office procedures. A licensed LPN, Evelise has provided care in nursing homes, supported by patients at DaVita Dialysis, and triaged urgent care calls at the Psych Call Center. Her leadership extended to serving as the supervisor at Tesla's call center, where she honed her skills in customer engagement and team management. Whether in the classroom, clinical setting, or behind the scenes in admissions, Evelise exemplifies what it means to serve with a heart and a purpose. Her unwavering commitment to student success, community well-being, makes her truly deserving of this honor. Lastly, the Buffalo EOC is a family affair. Her mother graduated from the college prep program and was an LPN for 40 years, while her daughter is currently in high school equivalency program. Can we please congratulate Ms. Evelise Parulski. The Arthur O. Eve Education and Community Service Award is awarded to a student or an alumnus or alumna who demonstrates leadership, advocacy, community service, and/or commitment to education, honoring the legacy of Mr. Arthur O. Eve. In recognition of Mr. Eve's tireless efforts to make educational attainment a reality for all in his life attributes, such as leadership, advocacy, community service, and an unwavering commitment to education, the BEOC established the Arthur O. Eve Education and Community Service Award. This year, we are honoring Ms. Arlene Short, class of 1989. Ms. Short, would you please join me on the stage? Ms. Arlene Short is the manager of outreach and recruitment at Goodwill of Western New York and is a dynamic force in the workforce development and community engagement. As the public face for Goodwill's outreach efforts, she champions the organization's training programs in manufacturing, information technology, empowering individuals to pursue meaningful and sustainable careers. Arlene's passion for service is evident in the strong partnership she has with cultivating across the region, including the Buffalo EOC. Through these collaborations, she not only amplifies access to essential wraparound services, but also ensures that individuals seeking new opportunities are connected to training and support they need to thrive. Her unwavering commitment and to uplifting others and building bridges to opportunity makes her a true leader and a deserving recipient of this award. It is with great honor and pleasure that we present Ms. Arlene Short with the 2025 Arthur O. Eve Buffalo Educational Engagement Award. Congratulations, Arlene and Evelise.
The Buffalo EOC Faculty and Staff Student Incentive Awards are presented to students who have demonstrated strong attendance, high academic achievement, and good EOC citizenship. These students wear a purple cord to signify this award. Will students wearing the purple cord please stand at your seat and be recognized as I call your name? Jillian Campbell Beathley, Academic Review. Andrew Williams, Buffalo Bills. Kavina Price, Central Sterilization Technician. Ariana Lott, Commercial Driver's License. Rayhan FNU, ESL. Ariel Kayembe, High School Equivalency. Randall Green, Highway Construction. Crystal Savage, Medical Billing and Coding. Elijah Hunter, Registered Medical Assistant. Congratulate our award winners. Thank you. Each year, a graduating student is chosen to give the student address. Here are some of the reasons why this year's speaker has been chosen. He has consistently maintained an above-average grade within his academic studies. He maintains a positive attitude and is willing to assist others. He's punctual, maintains good attendance, strives to develop his skills. He demonstrates his ability to be a dedicated student and consistently strives to enhance his knowledge of the medical profession. He's willing to learn, devoted, and committed to his studies and to his success. I would like to introduce Tyree Wormley, a graduate of the Customer Service and Central Sterilization Program, to talk about his journey to the Buffalo EOC and to provide words of encouragement to our graduates.
Good evening. Greetings to my fellow Buffalo EOC 2025 graduates. I still remember walking through those doors of the Buffalo EOC, nervous, unsure, and questioning where I really belong. Now, here I am, standing before you, humbled and honored on the day that will forever be etched in our memories. Clap for yourself because you made it. From our peers, we've created special friendships along with professional relationships that we built with the faculty. Being asked to make this speech came as a surprise. And I'm extremely humbled by the recognition. I do have a few words of encouragement for the graduates, for current students, and for those who might be on the fence about adding another notch on your belt of experience. Am I too old to go to school? Can I really be successful in the classroom? Will I be able to adapt so I can be successful as a student? I ask myself these questions because it's been a long time since I've been in school. Wanting to be better, I was always told that I was a jack of all trades and a master of none. Always talking about what I'm gonna do. I kept telling myself I'm doing too much and always talking about what I'm going to do. These thoughts weighed on me for a while, and I believed I couldn't do it. The older I got, the more discouraged I became. I didn't know anything about this or that, so I decided to stay in my lane. Until one day, I decided to take a chance and enroll at the Buffalo EOC. I've always taken good advice from my family, my friends, whether it was something that I heard or someone that I truly respected. I soon discovered that the Buffalo EOC would be a beacon of hope on that pathway to success. It seems that God knows exactly how to speak to you when you don't want to listen for yourself. I told God that was my dream to motivate people, to become a public speaker, show people that anything that they want is always right in front of them. With a little work, some sacrifices, and faith, you can get anything you want. I truly believe that based on my journey through the Buffalo EOC. In fact, God answered some prayers to me I made years ago. At a different time in my life, I used to perform on stage, and I asked God to prepare me for that, to be on stage. And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure." And it was a bit more than 10 years ago that I was on stage performing music. And had I not come here, I had my first opportunity to speak publicly at the EOC caucus in Albany this past February. Thank you. If I hadn't taken that chance at that event to add to my belt, I might not be here speaking publicly. My prayer answered. I was lucky to have a strong support system, but I know a lot of you might not have that. And having to fill those gaps in on your own makes crossing that line to success that much more sweeter. I've had other successes, but the accomplishments to speak with you today sits at the top of my successful journey through the Buffalo EOC. In closing, because I know y'all ready to go, please challenge yourself beyond this day. You are divinely designed with the ability to access parts of you didn't know existed. Trust the process, trust God, and most importantly, trust yourself. No foundation is strong with just one brick. Keep building, keep growing. Be kind, even when it doesn't benefit you, because one day it will. Be patient with yourself. Your timing is coming. Ask questions you don't have the answers to because someone else does. And never be afraid to grow. Just make sure the soil you're planted in can hold your roots. You made it this far. The next level is waiting. So go forward, not with just your diploma, but with an unshakable belief that you are not done growing, you are not done dreaming, and absolutely not done winning. Thank you, and congratulations to the graduating class of the Buffalo EOC.
One more time, give it up. Thank you, Tyree, for that amazing and inspiring speech. You made us all very proud. Next, it's really my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Buffalo City Councilwoman Zanetta Everhart. A proud Buffalo native raised on the East Side, Zanetta holds degrees from Villa Maria College and Canisius College with a background in TV production and communication. She began her career in media at Spectrum News before transitioning into politics, serving as the Director of Diversity and Inclusion for New York State Senator Tim Kennedy. Her work focuses on equity, community building, and ensuring representation for underserved populations. Zanetta is the founder of the Single Moms Club of Buffalo, and following the 5/14 tragedy that injured her son Zaire Goodman, she became a national advocate for gun reform, testifying before Congress and contributing to the passage of the Safer Communities Act. She and her son also launched Zaire's Book Club, which has distributed over 17,000 books promoting diversity and inclusion. In 2023, she was elected as the City of Buffalo's councilwoman for the Maston District, the first woman to hold that seat in over 60 years. Please join me in welcoming someone I greatly admire, someone I consider a friend, the incomparable Buffalo City Councilwoman, Zanetta Everhart.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, all of you. How are you today? Y'all excited? Y'all should be excited. I promise I brought this book up here, but I'm not going to read it all. That's not my speech. I love doing commencement speeches, especially for places like EOC. You know, being asked to speak, it's an honor, right? It's an honor to be seen as someone people think has something important to say, right? You know, me, and I say this all the time, right? When I'm thinking about hearing my bio being read, I'm just a little black girl from the East Side, right? You know, I always remind myself of that. I remind myself of what I've gone through, how far I've come, and I live in gratefulness. I remind myself because, you know, I was living in DC at a time, going through a divorce, raising my son, and I had a conversation one day with my sister, and she simply said, "Come back home." Best decision I ever made in my life. I came home to Buffalo, I raised my son, I got 2 college degrees, I worked in news and media, I worked in politics, created community programming, I built community tables, I built a network. I nursed my son back to health after he was shot by a terrorist. I testified before Congress. I met the president and vice president, advocated for the east side of Buffalo. I celebrated a federal gun control bill. I started a book club for kids. I ran for office, became a councilwoman, and yes, I did all those things and more. But guess what? I am also a high school dropout. And because of all of that, I know that I am being used to carry out a greater mission. I am not in control, but I am present and I am prepared. I needed to be present. To be present meant that I was listening and feeling. It meant that I could see things clearly. To be present means that you have to take a second look back on your life and realize that you are inevitable. You are where you are today, sitting in those chairs, completing coursework that has led you to graduation day because you beautiful souls are inevitable, like me. I am here in this position to make sure that we are all present and prepared so that we can take this community and this city to the next level. Buffalo will be an example for the rest of the country. We have to show people with power how to correctly use that power. We will not abuse that power, but use it for good. We will use it to help those who cannot help themselves. We will use it to fix our broken communities and the potholes. And most importantly, yes. And most importantly, we must use our power to build up strong children. I am prepared for this role as councilwoman for the Madison District because I was present. I am prepared to carry out the mission because I listened, I watched, I studied, I examined. I was a student. I took direction. I failed. I made many mistakes. I course corrected, and I landed exactly where I was supposed to be. And you will too. It is an absolute honor to stand before you all here today. Moments like this were not on my to-do list as a kid. I was a kid from a broken home and a broken community. But even as a little black girl from the east side of Buffalo, I was present. I have seen and experienced a lot as a child, but what I saw then prepared me for today. I cannot stand before you and tell you that times will not be hard. They will. But do not be afraid and do not fear the struggle. When you are at your worst is when you remember the bad times. But they do not last always. Cry your tears, sit with yourself, and use your pain for purpose. And to all of you, Tyree, and the rest of you, it is never too late, and you are never too old. I went to college at 27 years old with a 7-year-old kid going through a divorce. My life was insane at the time. It is not how you start, it is how you finish. Also, yes, clap for that. Also, I want you to do all of the things. You are not a tree. Get up and move. Get on a flight, travel the world. Let the world be your teacher. Do the things that scare you. Do the things that you dream about. Do the things you read about in books. Do the things that you watch in reels on TikTok. Not all of the things you see on TikTok. Some of it isn't safe. But definitely do the things that people say you can't do. And then do it again, rub it in their face, never doubt yourself or your self-worth. Congratulations, class of 2025.
You know I'm going to ask you to clap again. Let's do it one more time. Just want to deeply thank the Councilwoman for her words of encouragement. I would now like to invite Anthony Funigello, Coordinator of Institutional Effectiveness, to the podium.
Good evening. Graduates, please stand. It is my pleasure to present to you the students of the class of 2025. They've met all the necessary requirements as prescribed by faculty and staff of the Buffalo Education Opportunity Center and the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development to complete their respective programs.
Thank you, Tony. By the authority given to me by the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development and the University at Buffalo, it is my pleasure to confer onto you the respective certificates that you have earned in your programs at the Buffalo EOC with all the rights and privileges that adhere thereto. Congratulations. Graduates, please take your seats. At this time, we ask the graduates to follow the directions of the marshals to prepare to be congratulated by members of the stage platform. We ask that guests please stay in your seats. Marshals, please take your positions. Ms. Marcia Cristiano, Associate Buffalo EOC Professor, will be our reader this evening. I ask the stage participants to come forward to congratulate the graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Hillegas. Good evening, everyone. Now is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is with great pleasure that I will now present to you the members of the 2025 graduating class. Would the graduates please approach the stage? Our first graduate is from the CST program, Tyree Wormley. Our next graduate is Nilda Colon from Academic Review. Our next graduate is from the Customer Service and Academic Review program, Alexandria Verdugo. From our high school equivalency program, Arla Shaliz Figueroa. From our GED program, we have Alicia Smith. From our high school equivalency diploma, Robert Curry Jr. From our ESOL program, we have Rayanguli FNU. From our GED program, Robert Diaz. From our ESL program, we have MD Johirul Islam. From our ESOL program, we have Idrissa Ba. From our highway construction program, MD Tarusaman. From highway construction, Prentice Thornton. From Buffalo Bill, we have Shaheem Buchanan. From Buffalo Bill, we have DeCarlos Scott. From Buffalo Build, we have Andrew Williams. From Buffalo Build, we have Antonio Reese. From Buffalo Build, we have Khalil Conwell. From Buffalo Build, we have Taima Davis. From Buffalo Build and Incumbent Worker Series, Rodney Mitchell. From Buffalo Build, we have Mael McNeil. From Buffalo Build, we have Isaiah Allen. From the Commercial Driver's License Program, we have Elizabeth Horvath. From Commercial Driver's License, we have Ian Rivera. From Commercial Driver's License, we have Peter Gale Murphy. From Highway Construction, we have Randall Green. From Highway Construction, Anthony Adams. From Highway Construction and Incumbent Worker Series, James Faison. From Highway Construction, Terrence Chestnut. From Customer Service, Theodore Huffman. From Customer Service, Karima Bashir. From Customer Service, we have Gwyneth Ward. From Customer Service, we have Diamond Robinson. From Customer Service, we have Avion Foster. From Customer Service, Mercedes Kidd. From Customer Service, Jerelis Reyes Montanas. From Customer Service, we have Sharnis Harris. From Customer Service, we have Shania Page. From Customer Service, Danae Wright. From Customer Service, Brianna Wilson. From Registered Medical Assistants, we have Jasmine Davis Cockett. From Certified Nursing Assistants, we have Antoinette Joyner. From certified nursing assistant, we have Diamond Hill. From medical billing and coding, we have Nahida Dahlia. From medical billing and coding, we have Tika Kadka. From medical billing and coding and customer service, Regina Mangum. From medical billing and coding, we have Team Shasha Dixon. From registered medical assistants, Bianca Colston. From registered medical assistants, Idalise Matias. From certified nursing assistant, Kelsey Gonzalez. From certified nursing assistants, we have Quantia Taggart. From certified nursing assistants, we have Malika Rojas. We have Catherine Isaac. From certified nursing assistants, Nadine Thomas. From certified nursing assistants, Raven Mitchell. From central sterilization and customer service, Jayla McDowell. From central sterilization and customer service, Kavita Prince. From central sterilization and customer service, Caleb Brandy. From central sterilization and customer service, Brandy Gills. From central sterilization, customer service, and academic review, Monet Thornton. From central sterilization and customer service, Marcia Moody. From central sterilization and customer service, Alexandria Brooks. From medical billing and coding, Shantae Harrison. From central sterilization and customer service, Leslie Colon. From central sterilization and customer service, Takara Little. Central sterilization and customer service, Quajon Prude. Central sterilization and customer service, Tiana Cousins. From central sterilization and customer service, Tiana Ferguson. From central sterilization and customer service, Chandra Onowakpo. From central sterilization and customer service, Nikita Thompson. From central sterilization, LaTora Hamilton. From central sterilization and customer service, Luz Flores. From Central Sterilization and Customer Service, Janae Tarrant. From Central Sterilization and Customer Service, Yareli Santiago Torres. From Central Sterilization, Walter Rogers. From Central Sterilization and Customer Service, Tiana Davis. From Central Sterilization, Camara Lizard. From Central Sterilization, Miranda Smalls. From Central Sterilization, Talia Parker. From Central Sterilization, Latisse Price. From Central Sterilization, Roxanne Ojeda. From Medical Billing and Coding, Customer Service and Academic Review, Shamsul Arafin. From Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Mohammed Abdullah. From Medical Billing and Coding, Rantika Johnson. From Medical Billing and Coding, Stephanie Rivera. From Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Crystal Savage. From Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Kashay Studmeyer. From Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Ola Nowak. Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Elizabeth Hoskins. From Medical Billing and Coding and Customer Service, Ugetta Osborne. From Registered Medical Assistants, Elijah Hunter. From Registered Medical Assistants and Customer Service, Jacqueline Rivera. From Registered Medical Assistants and Customer Service, Shaniqua Prince. From Registered Medical Assistants, Jackie Cancella. Oh, from Certified Nursing Assistants, Chaya Israel. From Certified Nursing Assistants, Vanita Sullivan. From the CNA program, we have Kavaya Smith. Congratulations, graduates.
All right. Let's give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment that many of you have been waiting for. As graduates of the University at Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Woo! Okay, we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. I have the unenviable task of having to follow both Tyree and the councilwoman. I will do my best. So at this point, I am the only thing standing between you, the graduates, your beautiful families, and the reception outside. So I will do my best to be brief, but there are a few things that I want to say to you all and to your families as well. Graduates, allow me to congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment. All of us at the Buffalo EOC, the University at Buffalo, and the State University System of New York are extremely proud of you. I hope that when you walk through the doors of the EOC, you knew that you were doing a brave and courageous thing. It is not easy to try something new. It is not easy to add another responsibility, to add another obligation to what are already busy, complicated, and sometimes chaotic lives. Every person who comes to the EOC deserves a great deal of credit for taking that first step in their process of transformation. Each one of you here today has achieved something far greater than taking that first step. You have taken many steps. You have run and completed a challenging race. You may have thought about quitting, but you remained committed. You may have had to pause and take a break, but you came back. You returned and you completed what you set out to accomplish. You asked for help. You developed relationships and relied on your classmates and your faculty. You recognized that opportunity was available to you at the EOC and you accepted it. You believed in yourself and it got you here tonight. I'm going to say something that people say at many graduations. People say it because it's true. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. I hope that this experience has shown you what you're capable of. I hope that you know now that whatever your dream may be, that it is attainable. With hard work, the right support system, and a consistent belief in your value and worth, you can make it happen. Finally, I hope that beyond your learning experience at the EOC, you found a community within its walls. The building downtown at 555 Ellicott Street is more than just a collection of classrooms and offices. It is a refuge for people who refuse to remain stagnant and who decide to make positive change in their own lives. It's a place for people just like you. You will always be welcome as alumni and cherished members of the EOC community. Congratulations, Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center, Class of 2025.
Before we leave, several of you still owe me documents. And I owe cupcakes. I owe cupcakes. I got it. Okay. We want to thank you all for coming this evening. You are all invited to a reception in the foyer as we celebrate the graduates' accomplishments. We ask family members, friends, and guests to remain seated for the procession until it has concluded. We will exit the auditorium in the following order: Dr. Ewan, the mace bearer, and then the platform party, faculty and staff, graduates, and then friends and families. Dr. Ewan will now officially close the ceremony.
Well, graduates, you did it. Give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you. I declare this 2025 commencement of the Buffalo Educational Opportunity Center to be officially concluded.